Hello everybody and welcome back. We're looking in this video at question number 4 on our Manitoba math contest. We've just got two parts here. We just want to solve each of the following equations. So we treat this one separate from this one here. So we'll start with A. Okay, I've got sort of two reciprocals. We want to find the values of x that satisfy it. Now, yeah, this looks like you might be able to maybe guess and check your way to something, but I don't think x is going to end up being an integer, because then you'll have 1 over an integer plus 1 over an integer. That's going to be way too small. I think probably the easiest thing to do is multiply both sides by x plus 1 to get this out of the bottom, and then x plus 3 to get this out of the bottom. So we'll get x plus 3 plus x plus 1 is x plus 1 times x plus 3, multiplying by the 1 over here. So we can do a little cleanup. 2x plus 4 is x squared plus 4x plus 3. Bring everything over to one side. X squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay. And yeah, that's good. So now we just need to sort of, can we factor this? I don't think we can. It wouldn't be a regular integer. I don't know. I don't want to waste time, so let's do quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that'll be negative 1 plus or minus, getting rid of the 4's in here by canceling out this 2 here, and you'll have 1 minus negative 1, so you'll get 2. So negative 1 plus or minus root 2 should be our answer. So these are the only possible values of x that work. If we had a calculator, we could try and double check, but of course we aren't allowed calculators on the Manitoba contest, no electronics of any kind. So I guess you could try and plug it back into the original raw equation, but I think to simplify it, you're just going to go through the exact same steps here. So, no, it's just a quick quadratic, so I don't think it's too bad there. All right, now there was a b part. So we've got 2x plus y minus 3 squared plus another square here, x minus 2y plus 3, and it's equal to 0. Now that's kind of interesting, because how in the world can you make squares equal to 0? Or sums of squares equal to 0. So we know anything squared is always greater than or equal to 0. So to have a sum of squares equal 0, we must have each square equal to 0. Okay? And this actually gives me a couple equations. So I think it was 2x plus y minus 3 must be equal to 0. And then so must x minus 2y plus 3. So we get two equations that must be equal to 0, and that was just sort of hidden in the information because we were working with a sum of squares. Okay? And if this is your first time encountering this sort of a statement, double check it. Make sure I'm telling the truth here. That way you're satisfied and maybe we'll remember and be confident to use it in the future. Okay, so what can we do to solve this? Well, suppose we could, because you want to explain what you're doing, multiply equation 2 by negative 2. So I'll have negative 2x plus 4y minus 6 is equal to 0. And then add that to equation 1. So we'll have 2x plus y minus 3 is 0. And minus 2x plus 4y minus 6 is equal to 0. So if I add those up, the whole reason I did this was so that the x's would cancel out. We'll get 5x minus 9 is 0. Or sorry, 5y minus 9 is 0. So y has got to be 9/5. Okay? Now you could probably sub that back in and solve for x. Instead, I'm going to multiply equation 1 by 2. So we'll get 4x plus 2y minus 6 is 0. And I'm going to add that to the original equation 2. 4x plus 2y minus 6 is 0. It was minus 2y. That's the whole reason I did that. So now if I add these up, the y's cancel out. And I get 4x minus 3 is 0. So x is 3/5. And there we go. So you can probably summarize, say y must be equal to 3/5. Or sorry, x must be equal to 3/5, y must be equal to 9/5. And that's the only way to make both of these 0, which is the only way to get the sum of the squares to be equal to 0. Okay? And if you wanted to, you could double check. 10/5 plus 9/5. Oh, sorry, that should be 6 on top. 6/5. I was about to say that's not true. So that's going to be 15/5, which is 3, so that would cancel out. And then for the second one, you've got 3/5 minus 18/5. And that would be negative 15/5 or negative 3, and you add it to this 3 to make it 0 as well. So it all works out. And there we go. So I think that's enough explanation there. Maybe it'd be very nice to put a little box around our answer. But there we go. We're done question number 4, and we can move right along to question number 5, and we'll take a look at that in the next video. Take care.